Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, depending on what time you're watching this, what part of the world you're in. This is Chris again, the Watch Lounge, coming at you with another video. Today's video, I'm not going to really do a versus. This is kind of an or video. I guess this is Demasko or Sinn, because both these watches represent both their brands really well, guys and gals. As you know, I am a fan of German watches, and both these are really valid pieces at their price point. Both are technically Palace watches, and both, like I said, offer a lot at their brand, and they represent their brands. There are other pieces, of course, within both brands that you can compare, contrast, whatever else. Now, why I said or is because basically this is a subjective video. This is kind of personal taste on which one you like more, because I can give you the facts, I can give you the specs and everything like that on the tabletop here in a minute, and you guys basically can form your own opinion. That's basically what these videos are for, guys. So I don't really want to do a versus video per se on this one. I just want to do a Demasko or a Sinn, whichever one you feel like you're comfortable with, or whichever one you feel like you might gravitate towards more. It's more about personal preference. Quick wristwatch check. I am wearing that tag, the Aqua Oyster GMT. Look for full review of this guy coming up. But big shout out to Art and Peter for letting these in. I will leave a link down below to their Instagram accounts. Guys, go over and follow them. They were both kind enough to let these in. And it's cool to get to see both these pretty kind of iconic German brands. Like I said, both German brands have a lot of their technology, a lot of different technology go into each brand, each watch. Now, as far as the 104 is concerned, there's not a lot of technology that goes into it compared to, like, per se, the U1 or whatever. But like I said, they each represent their own brand. This is not really a watch per watch. This is kind of like a brand kind of or kind of thing, like I said, if that makes sense. So anyways, guys, I will go to the desktop below, and I will show you a side-by-side of both these watches, and I will let you guys decide which one you want to pick, because in the end, my opinion doesn't really matter, because that's what is great about this hobby, is we all have opinions, and we can take what we want from the videos that us content creators do. So it's kind of cool to be able to show you guys this little side by side. Like I said, this is not really a versus. This is kind of an or, because it's up to you guys to decide whichever one you want to pick or choose. And there really isn't a wrong answer, because both these watches, both these brands are really iconic German brands, and they are both really great pieces, guys. Or any other piece that you decide to choose from either of these brands. I am not really of course, I tend to favor Sinn more personally, but that's, like I said, this is a subjective video. My opinion doesn't really matter. And again, you can choose Demasko. That's what makes this hobby great, guys. See, we all have our own opinions. Now, Demasko is starting to grow on me, especially with a lot of the technology they're starting to come out with, and they're starting to come out with their own in-house movement. And both of these German brands, I feel like, do come out with a lot of bang per buck compared to a lot of luxury brands. You get a lot of, you get Uber, that's a German word, I believe, but you get Uber luxury for not a lot of money compared to, say, Rolex or Omega or other brands like that, I feel like. And these are brands a lot of people don't know about, unless you're like a watch idiot savant like myself, or those of you that are probably watching as well. Obviously, you guys are probably watch geeks like me. That's why you're watching this one. But anyways, guys, I'll go to the tabletop and show you guys the watches in question. And here are both the watches in question. Of course, on my right is the Sinn 104, excuse me. And on the left is the Demasko DA37, guys. Now, both of these, like I said, represent their brands in question, not really per se the model in this video, if you catch what I'm saying here. Both models represent a lot of value for a dollar for what you get. Now, I'm talking in terms of US dollars here in the video, so I'm not sure what our friends overseas in England, Australia, Japan, and all that, I'm not sure what it equates to dollar-wise for them, or Canada. But basically talking in US dollars. Now, as far as price, this one I believe retails for about $1,600, and this one comes in this white down, and this is the limited edition version with a red second hand. I'm not sure how limited they are. This one comes in at about $1,600. It comes in a little bit less with the leather strap, guys. Now, this H-link bracelet kind of spruces it up. I feel like it adds more character to it and gives it more of a luxurious feel, I feel like. And this one comes in right around $1,200 US, depending on where you buy it from. This one you can only buy at least in the US, you can only buy from Watch Buys, or you can buy secondhand, which Watch Buys I've never had a problem with, especially buying Sinn from them. Now, both of these are Palace watches. Both, I believe, water resistant to 200 meters, which is a lot of water resistance for Palace watches. Now, this one here on the left comes with an ice hardened crystal sapphire crystal case, guys, which is pretty cool. That's one of the technologies that Demasko uses. Now, Sinn, not in this particular model, not in the 104. The 104 is kind of their entry level into Sinn, if you can say that. I guess you can say that. But now Sinn does offer a wide variety of watches. At least the U1 has titanium steel, and it's the same steel that they use on modern day German. I think they're still called U-boats, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong down there. I'm not big into modern naval stuff, so I do believe they are still called U-boats, and Sinn does use proprietary technology that is used on a lot of the German Navy U-boats, which is pretty cool technology. Like I said, not on the 104. This is a pilot's watch. They're divers watches. A lot of those, the 856, 857, I believe, 556, they do use the titanium steel, I believe, which is the actual steel, the same steel they use on the German U-boats. And on the left here, like I said, they had the ice hardened crystal, which is really cool, guys. This one is really, these are basically tool watches. You can't really beat either one if you choose either one. They each sort of have their own character. Like I said, this one is more kind of entry level on the left in Demasko. I feel like this might be a lot more people's price points here. Whereas the one on the right, the Sinn, is kind of creeping up in prices a little bit. I feel like where Sinn kind of left off where they used to be the value bang per buck, and they still are. I still feel like I said, compared to a lot of luxury brands, they are still value bang per buck. But as far as like entry level, like right around 1,000, you can usually find these hovering right around 1,000, under 1,000 or so. The Demasko definitely has a lot of technology for the money, guys. You can't really beat either one. Now, the one thing I can say, I do believe that Demasko usually carries an ETA movement, whereas Sinn is usually a modified Sellita. In some cases, I do believe they have a ETA movement in some of their more limited runs. I don't think it's this one, but I do believe like their blue, their green dials, they do have they use a lot of Sellita movements. So if that's something you guys don't really want to see in your watch, then I would choose the Demasko. But personally, the Sellita does not really bother me. I've had a couple of Sinns, as you know, the U1 and the 104, and I really kind of want to pick up a White Dial 104 now after having the list. Basically, no problems with the Sellita movement or the ETA movement. They're both workhorse movements, and with Swatch buying up a lot of the ETA movements, and they're just kind of monopolizing the market on ETA movements. I feel like Demasko is probably going to go with the Sellita a lot, except for with their in-house movements. So with their in-house movements, they may end up going a little bit overpriced. So we'll see. But again, like I said, these are both pilot's watches, and they're not really thick. Like I said, you can see the kind of brushed feel here on the Demasko, whereas this is more of a polished look. So if that's the kind of look that you kind of like, the polish over the brushed, or if you like the more kind of totally look, go for the Demasko. But if you like the more polished look, I would definitely go for the Sinn. But basically, like I said, that's kind of, these are basically the same size, guys. This one I believe is a 40, 41. Look back at my review. You'll see my review a couple weeks ago I did on the Demasko. And the Sinn I know is a 41. These are both 20 millimeter looks. So you can swap out. These are both versatile pieces. You can swap out the nanos. You can swap out the leather straps. You can swap out any kind of strap basically you want. And these white dials will go with them, guys. And again, they do offer a variety of different colors on both brands. So go over, do your research, check them out. See which one you like better, and it's basically, it boils down to your budget, and there's nothing wrong with having a budget, guys. I'm on a budget all the time. There's a lot of watches out there that I really do want to buy, but I don't have the budget for. And basically, it boils down to your budget and how much you're willing to spend or how much you want to spend on the brand. One is a little bit more than the other. The Sinn is a little bit more. but I feel like you are getting a little bit more with the Sinn than the Demasko at sometimes. That's just personal opinion. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer Demasko over Sinn, Sinn over Demasko? Are you kind of biased, kind of like me? Demasko is really starting to grow on me. I'm really starting to dig the brand. At some point, I may have both in the collection. Now, I do kind of dig this kind of almost sectored out here on the Demasko. And like I said, both just ultimate kind of tool watches, and you can beat these around, not worry about them. I'd like to thank Peter for lending in the Sinn. Like I said, I'll leave a link down to his Instagram down below. And I would like to thank Art for lending the Demasko in. I'll leave a link down to his Instagram down below. If it weren't for viewers like you and subscribers like you, fellow watch enthusiasts, watch fanatics like myself, I wouldn't have a channel like this, and I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.